सोरठ महला तीजा हर जियो तुदनो सदा सलाही प्यारे जिच्चर कट अंतर है सासा इक पल खिन विसरे तू स्वामी जानो बरस पचासा हम मूड़ मुगद सदा से पाई गुर कै शब्द परगासा. O dear beloved God, I praise you continually as long as there is breath within my body. If I were to forget you even for a moment, for an instant, O God and Master, it would be like 50 years for me. I was always such a fool and idiot, O siblings of destiny, but now through the word of Guru Shabad, my mind is enlightened. हर जियो तुम आपे देओ बुझाए हर जियो तुद विठो वारिया सदी तेरे नाम विठो बल जाए राव. Dear God, you yourself bestow understanding. O Vaheguru, I am forever sacrificed to you and I am dedicated and devoted to your name. Pause. हम शब्द मुए शब्द मार जिवाले पाई शब्दे ही मुकत पाई शब्दे मन तन निर्मल होआ हर वसया मन आए शब्द गुरदाता जित मन राता हर स्यों रहा समाए. I have totally merged with the Shabad. I've died into the word of the Shabad, and through the Shabad I am dead while yet alive. O siblings of destiny, through the Shabad I have been emancipated. Through the Shabad my mind and body have been purified, and Vaheguru has come to dwell within my mind. The Guru is the giver of the Shabad. My mind is imbued with it, and I remain absorbed in Vaheguru. शब्द न जाने से अन्ने बोले से कित आए संसारा हर रस न पाया बिरथा जन्म गवाया जम्मे वारो वारा बिष्टा के कीड़े बिष्टा माहे समाणे मन मुख मुगत कुबारा. Such people who do not know the Shabad, they remain blind and deaf like ignorant people. Why did they even bother to come into this world? They do not obtain the subtle essence of Vaheguru's nectar. They waste their lives and they are reincarnated over and over again. The blind, idiotic, self-will manmukhs are like maggots in manure, and in manure they rot away. आपे करवे खे मार्ग लाए पाई तिस बिन अवर न कोई जो तुर लिखिया सो कोई न मिटे पाई करता करे सो हुई नानक नाम वसया मन अंतर पाई अवर न दूजा कोई. That Vaheguru himself creates us. He watches over us and places us on the path. O siblings of destiny, there is no one other than him. No one can erase that which is preordained. O siblings of destiny, whatever the Creator wills comes to pass. O Nanak, the name of God abides deep within the mind. O siblings of destiny, there is no other at all. सूरठ महला तीजा गुरमुख भगत करे प्रभ पावे अनदिन नाम वखाणे भगता के सार करे आप राखे जो तेरे मन पाणे तू गुणदाता शब्द पछाता गुण कह गुणी समाणे. Gurmukhs, they practice devotional worship and they become pleasing to Vaheguru. Day and night they chant the name of God. You yourself protect and take care of your devotees, O Vaheguru. You take care of those who are pleasing to your mind. Your giver of virtues relies through the word of your Shabad. Uttering your glories, we merge with you, O glorious Vaheguru. मन मेरे हर जियो सदा समाल अंत काल तेरा बेली होवे सदा निभै तेरे नाल रहाओ. O my mind, always remember that one and only Vaheguru. At the last moment of your life, He alone shall be your best friend. He shall always stand by you. Pause. दुष्ट चौकड़ी सदा कूड़ कमावहे ना बूझे विचारे निंदा दुष्टि ते किन फल पाया हरणाखस नखे बिदारे प्रहलाद जन सद हर गुण गावे हर जियो लय उबारे. The gathering of wicked enemies shall always practice falsehood. They do not contemplate any understanding. Who can obtain fruit from slandering of evil enemies? Remember that Harnakash was torn apart by claws of that one mighty God. Prahlad, Vaheguru Sambha's servant, constantly sang the glorious praises of God, and dear God saved him. आपस को वो भला कर जाने हैं मनमुख मत नकाए साधु जन की निंदा व्यापे जासन जन्म गवाए राम नाम कदे चेते नाही अंत गए पछताए. The self-willed manmukhs deceive themselves as being very virtuous. They have absolutely no understanding at all. They indulge in slandering of humble spiritual people. They waste their lives away and then they have to depart. They never think of God's name, and in the end they depart, regretting and repenting. सफल जन्म भगता का कीता गुर सेवा आप लाए शब्दे राते सहजे माते अनदिन हर गुण गाए. नानक दास कहे बेनंती हों लागा दिन कै पाए. Vaheguru makes the lives of his devotees fruitful. He himself links them to the Guru's service. Imbued with the word of the Shabad and intoxicated with celestial bliss night and day, they sing the glorious praises of God. O Nanak, I utter this prayer. O Vaheguru, please let me fall at their feet. Surat Mahalla Tija सो सिख सखा बंधप है पाई जे गुर के पाणे विच आवे अपने पाणे जो चले पाई विछड़ चोटा खावे बिन सतगुर सुख कदे ना पावे पाई फिर पछतावे. That person is a true Sikh, a relative, a friend and a sibling who walks the path of Guru's will. One who walks according to one's own will, or siblings of destiny, such a person suffers separation from God and shall be punished. Without the true Guru, peace is never obtained. O siblings of destiny, again and again, such people they regret and repent. Har ke das suhele paaye जन्म जन्म के किल बिख दुख काटे आपे मेल मिलाए राव. Vaheguru's slaves are always happy, O siblings of destiny. The sins and sorrows of countless lifetimes are eradicated for them. God himself unites them in his unison. Pause. एहो कुटुंब सब जी के बंधन पाए, परम पुला संसारा, बिन गुर बंधन टूटे नाही, गुरमुख मोख द्वारा। करम करें गुर शब्द ना पछाणे, मर जन्मे वारो वारा। All of these relatives are like chains upon the soul, O siblings of destiny. The world is deluded by doubt. Without the Guru, the chains cannot be broken. The Gurmukhs find the door of salvation. One who performs rituals without realizing word of Guru Shabad shall die and be reborn again and again. हो मेरा जग पलच रहया पाए, कोई न किस की केरा। गुरमुख महल पायन गुण गावन, निज कर होए बसेरा। ऐथे बूझे सो आप पछाणे, हर प्रभ है तिस केरा। The whole world seems to be entangled in egoism, O siblings of destiny. No one belongs to anyone else. The Gurmukhs attain the mention of Vaheguru's presence by singing glorious praises of Vaheguru, and they reside in the home of their own inner being. One who understands in this world realizes himself. The true God belongs to him. सतगुरु सदा दयाल है पाए, विण पागा क्या पाए। एक नदर कर वेखै सब ऊपर, जेहा पाओ तेहा फल पाइयै। नानक नाम वसै मन अंतर, विचों आप गवाइयै। The true Guru is forever merciful, O siblings of destiny. Without good fortune, what can anyone obtain? He looks alike upon all with his glass of grace, but people receive the fruits of their rewards according to their love for him. O Nanak, when the name of God comes to dwell within the mind, then self-conceit is eradicated from within. सूरठ महला तीजा चौथ के, सच्ची भगत सतगुर ते होवै। सच्ची हृदय बाणी, सतगुर सेवे सदा सुख पाए। हौ में शब्द समाणी, बिन गुर साचे भगत न होवी। होर भूली फिरै इयाणी, मनमुख फिरै सदा दुख पावै। डूब मुए विण पानी। True devotional worship of Vaheguru is obtained through true Guru, Satguru, when the true word of his Bani is in the heart. Serving the Satguru, one obtains eternal peace, and one's egoism is removed through the word of the Shabad by merging in the Shabad. Without the Guru, there is no true devotion. People wander around deluded by ignorance. Self-will manmukhs wander around suffering in constant pain. They drown and die even without water. पाई रे सदा रहो सरणाई, अपनी नदर करे पत राखै। हर नामो दे वड्याई रहाओ। O siblings of destiny, remain forever in Vaheguru's sanctuary under his protection, bestowing his glance of grace. He preserves our honor and blesses us with the glory of true name. Pause. पूरे गुर ते आप पछाता, शब्द सच्चे विचारा। हृदय जग जीवन सद वसया, तज काम क्रोध अहंकारा। सदा हजूर रवया सब ठाई, हृदय नाम पारा। जुग जुग बाणी शब्द पछाणी, नाउ मीठा मने प्यारा। Through the perfect Guru, one comes to understand one's own self by contemplating on true word. The God who is the life of this world abides in one's heart, and one renounces wanton desires, anger, egoism. Vaheguru is ever present, permeating all places. The name of infinite God is enshrined within the heart. Throughout the ages, through the word of his Bani, his Shabad is realized and the name becomes so sweet and beloved to the mind. सतगुर सेव जिन नाम पछाता सफल जन्म जग आया हर रस चाख सदा मन तृप्त्या गुण गावे गुणी गाया कमल प्रगास सदा रंग राता अनहद शब्द बजाया तन मन निर्मल निर्मल बाणी सच्चे सच समाया. Serving the Guru, one realizes the Naam, the name of God. Fruitful is such life in coming into the world. Tasting the sublime nectar of Vaheguru, one's mind is satisfied. Singing glorious, glorious of Vaheguru, one is fulfilled. Lotus of one's heart blossoms forth. One is imbued with Vaheguru's love, and the unstruck melody of Shabad resounds within him. His body and mind becomes pure, speech becomes immaculate as well, and one merges in the truest of the true. राम नाम की गत कोई न बूझै गुरमत हृदय समाए गुरमुख होवै सो मग पछाणै हर रस रसन रसाए जप तप संजम सब गुर ते होवै हृदय नाम वसाए नानक नाम समाले से जन सोहन दर साचै पत पाए. No one knows the state of God's name. Through only Guru's teachings, it comes to abide in the heart. One who becomes Gurmukh understands the path. One's tongue tastes the sublime essence of God's nectar. Meditation, austere self-discipline, self-restraint are all obtained from the Guru. The Naam, the name of Vaheguru, comes to abide within the heart. O Nanak, such humble beings who praise the Naam are beautiful. They are honored in the court of true God. Suraj mahalla tija dut ke Satgur miliye ulti bhai pai जीवत मरै तां भूज पाए सो गुरु सो सिख है पाई जिस ज्योति ज्योत मिलाए. O brother, such people whose mind has been diverted from sinful actions, vicious thoughts, through Guru's guidance, they have attained self-realization, thus living a life of humility, like a dead person, having rid themselves of their egoism. People who have attained unison with Vaheguru by merging the soul with the prime soul are true Sikhs and the Guru himself. मन रे हर हर सेती लिव लाए मन हर जप मीठा लागे पाए गुरमुख पाए हर थाए रहाओ. O my mind, let us unite it with Vaheguru by reciting true name. O brother, such people who have realized the sweet taste of true name by reciting true name, and such Guru-minded people, they merge with Vaheguru. They obtain a place in the court of God. Pause. बिन गुर प्रीत न उपजै पाए मन मुख दूजै पाए तूह कुट्ठै मन मुख कर्म करै पाए पल्लै किछु न पाए. O brother, the faithless people, being engrossed in the love of dual-mindedness, they do not develop the love of God. O brother, the faithless people who are engrossed in futile efforts like beating the outer skin of sugar cane, they do not gain anything fruitful in this life. गुर मिलिए नाम मन रव्या पाई, साची प्रीत प्यार सदा हर के गुण रवै पाई, गुर कहे तपार. Oh brother, such people who have followed Guru's guidance and teachings, they have imbibed the true name in the heart and they have developed love of true God. Oh brother, such people are imbued with the love of the Guru and they sing the praises of Vaheguru always. आया सो परवान है पाई, जी गुर सेवा चित लाए, नानक नाम हर पाए, पाई गुर शब्दी मिलाए. Oh brother, the life of such Guru-minded people, they lead a fruitful life who are engaged in service of the Guru with love and devotion. O Nanak, such people, they attain the true name through Guru's word. O brother, such people are united with God by reciting true name. सोरठ महला तीजा कर पहला, तीही गुणी त्रिपवन व्याप्या पाई, गुरमुख बूझ बुझाए, राम नाम लग छूटिया पाई, पूछो ज्ञानिया जाए. O brother, the whole world is engrossed in the love of the three-pronged Maya, worldly falsehood, and this fact is realized by the Guru-minded people through Guru's guidance. O brother, if you were to ask the learned people, you will realize that we could attain salvation by inculcating the love of God's true name in the heart. मन रे त्रय गुण छोड़ चौथे चित लाए, हर जियो तेरे मन वसै पाई, सदा हर के गुण गाए रहा. O my mind, let us develop the love of the fourth state of bliss, equipoise, by leaving aside the three-pronged Maya. O brother, when you are imbued with the love of God, you will sing the praises of Vaheguru. Pause. नामे ते सब उपजे पाए, नाय विसरिए मर जाए, अज्ञानी जगत अंध है पाए, सूते गए मुहाए. O brother, all the virtues spring up from the recitation of the true name only, and one faces spiritual death by forsaking true name. O brother, the ignorant people, they lead a life of blind men and they are robbed while lying in the slumber of ignorance. गुरमुख जागे से उबरे पाए, पवजल पार उतार, जग में लाहा हर नाम है पाई, हृदय रखिया और तार. O brother, the Guru-minded people, however, have been saved from three-pronged worldly falsehood Maya, being awake with the light of knowledge, and they cross this arduous ocean of life. O brother, in this life the only profit of true name is worthwhile, which is gained by inculcating its love in the heart. गुर शरणाई उबरे पाए, राम नाम लिव लाए, नानक नाउ बेड़ा नाउ तुलहड़ा पाए, जित लग पार जन पाए. O brother, we could save ourselves from the world by taking the support of the Guru and by inculcating the love of God in the heart. O Nanak, the true name is the raft, boat, to cross this ocean of life successfully, which could help us to attain salvation by reciting true name. Sorat mahla tija kar pehla, सतगुर सुख सागर जगंतर, होरत है सुख नाही, हो में जगत दुख रोग व्याप्या, मर जन में रोवै ताही. The true Guru is the ocean of all virtues and the bliss of life in this world, as there is no other place with peace or joy. The whole world is suffering due to its egoism and wills in going through the cycle of births and deaths. प्राणी सतगुर सेव सुख पाए, सतगुर सेविता सुख पावहि, नाहि ता जाहेगा जन्म गवाए रहाओ. O human, one could gain peace and joy by serving the true Guru. One could enjoy the bliss of life through Guru's service only. Otherwise, one could face death, wasting this life. Pause. त्रैगुण तात बहु कर्म कमावहे, हर रसाद न आया, संध्या तर्पण कहे गायत्री, बिन भूजे दुख पाया. Such people who are functioning under the influence of three-pronged Maya, they do not enjoy the bliss of God's true name. Such people undergo various sufferings without realizing the true God, although they say their evening prayers through Sandhya, Tarpan and Gayatri. सतगुरु सेवे सो वड पागी, जिसनो आप मिलाए, हर रस पी जन सदा तृप्ता से, विचहु आप गवाए. Such people who serve the Guru, they are really fortunate as per God's predestined will, as they are united with Vaheguru. Such people are satiated with the nectar of true name, having cast away their egoism. एहु जग अंधा सब अंध कमावे, बिन गुर मग न पाए, नानक सतगुर मिलै ता अखी वेखै, करै अंदर सच पाए. The whole world is blindly functioning in the darkness of ignorance, as no one could find the right path without Guru's support and guidance. O Nanak, by meeting the Guru, we could perceive Vaheguru with our own eyes and attain truth within ourselves and attain self-realization. Surat Mahalla Tija, बिन सतगुर सेवे बहुता दुख लागा, जुग चारे परमाई. हम दीन तुम जुग जुग दाते, शब्दे दे बुझाई. An individual suffers through many afflictions through Guru's service and wanders in the cycle of births and deaths during the 4 ages. O Vaheguru, we are helpless seekers of truth, we are poor beggars, while you are the greatest benefactor throughout the ages, and you enable us to attain truth through the Guru's word. Hare Jiyo Kirpa Karo Tum Pyare, सतगुर दाता में मिलाव हो, हर नाम देहो आधारे रहाओ. O beloved God, may you bestow your grace on us and unite us with the true Guru benefactor, thus giving us support of God's true name. Pause. Mansa mar dubidha sehaj samani, पाया नाम पारा, हर रस चाख मन निर्मल हुआ, किल बिख काटन हारा. Such people who are imbued with the love of God in the state of equipoise, by getting rid of their dual-mindedness and worldly desires, they attain the true name of the limitless God. They purify themselves by partaking the nectar of true name that destroys, casts away all our sins. शब्द मरहो फिर जीवो सदही, ता फिर मरण न होई, अमृत नाम सदा मन मीठा, शब्दे पावै खोई. Dying in the word of the Shabad, you shall live forever and you shall never die again. The ambrosial nectar of Naam is forever sweet to the mind, but there are very few who obtain the Shabad. दाते दात रखी हथ अपने जिस पावे तिस दे नानक नाम रते सुख पाया दर गए जापे से. The great giver keeps his gifts in his hand. He gives them to those with whom he is pleased. O Nanak, that God, he has reserved the spoon of true name with himself. He bestows only those people whom he gets pleased with, such people who have attained the true name, who are imbued with the love of true name. They enjoy the eternal bliss and get an honorable place in Vahiguru's presence. Surat Mahalla Tija Satgur Seveta Sehaj Tunupajay Gat Mat Tadhi Paye Har Ka Naam Sacha Manvasya Name Naam Samaye. When a person is engaged in the service of true Guru, Satguru, then one experiences peace and tranquility of mind and attains the right wisdom and knowledge. Such a person inculcates the love of true name of God and then immerses in Vahiguru by reciting true name. बिन सतगुरु सब जग बोराना मन मुख अंधा शब्द न जाने झूठ है परम बुलाना रहा. O brother, the whole world is mad and is lost in the worldly falsehood without Guru's guidance. The faithless, self-willed people, they are blind without the light of knowledge, without Guru's word, and they are completely lost in the whims and fancies due to their dual-mindedness. Pause. Traigunu maya param pulaya hau mein bandhan kamaye जम्मण मरण सिरों पर उपाओ गर्भ जोन दुख पाए. This human being remains engrossed in the three-pronged worldly Maya and keeps wandering in doubts due to egoistic tendencies. Such a person passes through the cycle of births and deaths, suffering the torture of mother's womb. त्रैगुण वर्तहि सगल संसारा हों में विच पत खोई गुरमुख होवे चौथा पद चीने राम नाम सुख होई. The whole world is functioning under the spell of three-pronged worldly Maya and gets disgraced due to egoism. But the Guru-minded people, they attain bliss of God's true name in the fourth state of equipoise. त्रैगुण सब तेरे तू आपे करता जो तू करे सो होई नानक राम नाम निस्तारा शब्दे हो में खोई. O Vahiguru, you are the creator and this three-pronged activity is also controlled by you, and whatever pleases you comes to pass. O Nanak, it is through God's true name only that we could attain salvation by ridding ourselves of our egoism through the Guru's word. Surat Mahalla Chautha कर पहला एक ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद. आपे आप वर्तदा प्यारा आपे आप पाह वणजारा जग आप है प्यारा आपे साचा शाह. आपे वणज वापारिया प्यारा आपे सच विसाह. That God is pervading in all the beings himself, and then he stays aloof and distinct from all the beings as well. Vaheguru himself is the trader in the worldly business, and he himself is true capitalist in the world drama. He himself is the merchandise and the trader, dealer in this business, and he himself is the buyer, purchaser of the true merchandise of truth from the Guru. जप मन हर हर नाम सलाह गुर कृपा ते पाइयै प्यारा अमृत अगम अथाह रहाओ. O my mind, let us recite the true name of God and sing His praises. The beloved God is attained through the Guru's grace and is an embodiment of the nectar of true name. Pause. आपे सुन सब वेखदा प्यारा मुख बोले आप मुहाहो आपे उजड़ पाइंदा प्यारा आप विखाले राह आपे ही सब आप है प्यारा आपे वे परवाह. The God himself listens to the talk and perceives everything happening around, and he himself speaks the language, being a personification of everything. He himself leads us astray, and beloved God himself guides us on to the right path. In fact, he himself is representing everything, pervading within all beings, and he himself remains aloof and carefree. आपे आप उपाइंदा प्यारा सिर आपे तंदड़े लाह आप कराए साखती प्यारा आप मारे मर जाह आपे पतन पातनी प्यारा आपे पार लंगाह. The beloved God is the creator of all beings and then maintains and sustains them in various functions and chores as per his will. Then he alone punishes the human beings through the god of justice Dharamraj with the help of Yama, and then he himself faces death in the form of the human being. The god himself is the river bank, an embodiment of detachment, and he himself is the boat, including the boatsman in the form of Guru, who would enable us to cross the ocean of life successfully. आपे सागर बोहिथा प्यारा गुर खेवट आप चलाह आपे ही चढ़ लंघदा प्यारा कर चूज विखै पातशाह आपे आप दयाल है प्यारा जन नानक बख्श मिलाह. The beloved God himself is the unfathomable ocean, and the Guru is helmsman to ferry us across safely by the ship of safety. The God himself crosses the ocean of life safely, and then he himself watches the worldly drama as the king and emperor. O Nanak, he himself is so benevolent and merciful, enabling us to unite with him through his grace and benevolence. Surat Mahla Chautha Ape Andaj जेरज सेतज उत्बुज आपे खंड आपे सब लोए आपे सूत आपे बोमणिया कर शक्ति जगद परोए आपे ही सूत तार है प्यारा सूत खिंचे टह टेरी होए. He himself is the source of this worldly creation through various means like eggs, semen, perspiration, and vegetation, and he himself represents the continents, countries, and 14 worlds, being present in all beings and places. God himself is the necklace and the thread enclosing various beads in the worldly drama, and has managed the whole worldly drama with his might. The God himself controls the whole world through the strings in his hands and arranges various developments resulting in complete destruction of worldly life by pulling these strings. मेरे मन में हर बिन अवर न कोए सतगुर विच नाम निधान है प्यारा कर दिया अमृत मुख जोए रहा. O my mind, I do not recognize any other power except that of Vaheguru. The treasure of true name lies with the Guru, while the God is the beloved of all beings, and it is through Guru's grace that we could partake of the nectar of true name. Pause. आपे जल थल सपत है प्यारा प्रभ आपे करे सुहाए सबना रिजक समाहदा प्यारा दूजा अवर न कोए आपे खेल खिलाइंदा प्यारा आपे करे सुहोए. The beloved God is parading all over the world, including all the lands and oceans, and whatever He wishes, He wills comes to pass. The beloved God arranges to feed everyone, provides food for all, as there is no other power on par with Him. He himself arranges to enact the world drama as it pleases Him, and whatever happens is as per His will, His dictates. आपे ही आप निर्मला प्यारा आपे निर्मल सोए आपे कीमत पाइंदा प्यारा आपे करे सोए आपे लख न लखिए प्यारा आप लखावे सोए. He himself is an embodiment of purity, and he himself is a personification of his pure status and honor. The God himself evaluates his greatness and arranges to function as it pleases him. The dearest God is limitless and functions as it pleases him. He is limitless beyond our comprehension, and he alone could describe his greatness and vastness. आपे गहर गंभीर है प्यारा तिस जीवड़ अवर न कोए सब घट आपे भोग वै प्यारा विच नारी पुरख सब सोए नानक गुप्त वर्तदा प्यारा गुरमुख परगट होए. The beloved God is too deep and serene to be probed by us, and there is none else equal to his statures. The dearest God is parading within all the men and women equally, and he himself enjoys the worldly pleasures, being present within them. O Nanak, the God himself is enacting the whole worldly drama in a hidden secret form, and he himself appears in the form of the Guru and enlightens us all with his teachings. Surat Mahla Chautha. आपे ही सब आप है प्यारा आपे थाप थापे आपे वेख विगसदा प्यारा कर चोज वेखै प्रभ आपे आपे वण तिण सबत है प्यारा आपे Gurmukh jape. Vaheguru is pervading everywhere and in all the beings, and himself is the creator of this universe and then destroys it himself. The God enjoys watching his own worldly drama and he is enacting himself. All the worldly acts and chores, the God avails himself in all the growth of vegetation and jungles, being present within them and can be realized through the Guru's guidance. Jap man har har naam ras trape, amrit naam ras meetha, gur shabdi chakh jape raha. O my mind, let us recite the true name of Vaheguru, which would satisfy us by partaking the nectar of true name. The nectar of true name is extremely sweet and is most tasteful, which could be realized through Guru's word only by tasting it. Pause. Ape तीरथ दुल्हड़ा प्यारा आप तरे प्रभु आपे आपे जाल बताएदा प्यारा सब जग मछली हर आपे आप पुल न पुले प्यारा अवर न दूजा जापे. Vaheguru himself is the holy place of pilgrimage, and he himself is the logs of wood tied together like a raft and enables us to cross this ocean safely, and himself crosses it successfully. Vaheguru himself arranges the worldly bondage, including the net of the fisherman, while he himself moves around in the ocean like the fish caught in the net. The beloved God is flawless, never committing any mistakes, and there is no one else seen equal to him in his greatness. Ape singi naad hai pyara, tun aap vajaye ape, ape jogi पुरख है प्यारा आपे ही तप तापे आपे सतगुर आप है चेला उपदेश करे प्रभु आपे. The God himself is the musical instrument, and he himself is the music produced there from, and then he creates the musical tunes himself through this instrument. The God himself is the yogi, mendicant, engaged in meditation and penance. He himself is the guru and the disciple, the Sikh, both combined in one. He himself then imparts the teachings of his message to all the humanity. Ape naam japainda pyara, ape hi jap jape, ape amrit ape pyara, ape hi ras ape, ape aap salahda pyara, jan nanak har ras trape. The beloved God himself enables us to recite true name, and himself engages in the meditation of true name. Vaheguru is himself the cup of the nectar of true name, and he himself partakes this nectar as a devotee. O Nanak, Vaheguru himself sings the praises of the God as a devotee, and he remains imbued with this love and remains satisfied with this nectar of true name. Surat Mahalla Chautha. Ape Kanda Aap Taraji, Prabhu Ape Tolaya, Ape Shah Ape Vanjara, आपे वणज कराया, आपे तरती साजियन प्यारे पिछे टंक चढ़ाया. Vahikaro, he pervades all the things and beings. He is himself the weighing machine or the balance. He himself is the various weights, and he himself is the person who is weighing all these things. God himself is the banker and the trader, and he himself engages in the business of life as a trader. He has enacted this worldly drama and acts himself in various roles. Vahikuru himself has created this earth and then created the human beings by the combination of 5 elements. The beloved Vahikuru himself fashioned this world and he counterbalances it with a gram. मेरे मन हर हर ध्याए सुख पाया, हर हर नाम निधान है प्यारा, गुरपुरै मीठा लाया. O my mind, let us recite the true name of Vahikuru to enjoy the bliss of life. My beloved God is the fountainhead of all the wealth of true name, and the Guru has enabled us through Guru's guidance to taste the sweet nectar of true name. Pause. आपे तरती आप जल प्यारा, आपे करे कराया, आपे हुक्म वर्तदा प्यारा, जल माटी बंद रखाया, आपे ही पाओ पाइंदा प्यारा, बन बकरी सिंह हंडाया. Vahikuru is the earth, he is the water, ocean, being omnipresent, and he causes everything to happen as it pleases him. The beloved God himself issues his commands, and he has managed to keep both earth and water intact together side by side through his will. The beloved himself causes the world to have a fear of him. He himself binds the tiger and the goat together. Ape काष्ठ आप हर प्यारा, विच कासट अगन रखाया, आपे ही आप वर्तदा प्यारा, पै अगन न सकै जलाया, आपे मार जिवाइंदा प्यारा, सा लैंदे सब लवाया. He himself is the log of firewood, and he himself is the heat, the fire within the log of wood, having kept both the wood and fire together. He pervades everywhere, and due to his fear, there is no worry or possibility of fire, because wood and heat, fire and log, they are both being kept together by him. He himself causes our death and then makes us live again, and all the human beings who are seen breathing, living this life, are made to breathe through his grace only. आपे ताण दीवान है प्यारा, आपे कारे लाया, ज्यों आप चलाए त्यों चलिए प्यारे, ज्यों हर प्रभ मेरे पाया, आपे जंती जंत है प्यारा, जन नानक वजहे वजाया. That beloved God himself is the power, he himself is the support against this worldly bondage, and engages the whole world in various chores. We are made to function as per God's will, as it pleases him. O Nanak, The God himself is the human being, and he himself is the musical instrument producing the tunes from it, and will functions as it suits him as per his will. सूरठ महला चौथा आपे शिष्टु पाइंदा प्यारा कर सूरज चंद चानण आप निताणिया ताण है प्यारा आप निमाणिया मान आप दया कर रखदा प्यारा आपे सुखड़ सुजान. The God himself has created this universe and provided light and illumination with the help of sun and moon. He himself is the strength of the weak and helpless people, and he bestows honor to poor people. The God provides protection to the helpless through his grace and is the wisest of all intelligent people. मेरे मन जप राम नाम निसाण सत संगत मिल त्याए तू हर हर बहुड़ न आवण जान राव आपे ही गुण वर्तदा प्यारा आपे ही परवान आपे बख्श कराइंदा प्यारा आपे सच निशान आपे हुक्म वर्तदा प्यारा आपे ही फुरमान. Vaheguru has himself engrossed the world in the three-pronged Maya, the worldly falsehood. He pervades the universe with three-pronged characteristics or virtues, and he himself accepts its existence. Then he himself bestows his grace on some people, giving them this insignia of truth. The God himself is the originator of his routines as per his will, and he himself arranges to follow his dictates. आपे भगत भंडार है प्यारा आपे देवै दान आपे सेव कराइंदा प्यारा आप दिवावे मान आपे ताड़ी लाइंदा प्यारा आपे गुणी निधान. The beloved himself is the treasure of devotion. He himself gives his gifts. He himself commits some of his service, and he himself blesses them with honor. The Vaheguru, the beloved, he is absorbed in samadhi, and he himself is the treasure of excellence. आपे वड्डा आप है प्यारा आपे ही प्रधान आपे कीमत पाइंदा प्यारा आपे तुल परवान आपे अतुल तुलाइंदा प्यारा जन नानक साध कुर्बान. That beloved God himself is the greatest among all great known people of any kind of reputation, and he is acclaimed everywhere. The God himself is the evaluator of his own greatness, and himself is the balance, the weighing machine, and the weights. O Nanak, the God himself enables some people to describe his limitless form. I would offer myself as a sacrifice to him. सूरठ महला चौथा आपे सेवा लाइंदा प्यारा आपे भगत उमाहा आपे गुण गवाइंदा प्यारा आपे शब्द समाहा आपे लेखन आप लिखारी आपे लेख लिखाहा. The beloved God Himself engages some people in His service and enables some to develop His love in worship. He enables some people to sing His glorious praises, while some others enjoy the bliss of Guru's word. He Himself enjoys all this. The God Himself is the writer, and Himself is the pen, and decides the destiny of people as per His will, with the fortune as it pleases Him. मेरे मन जप राम नाम उमाहा अंदिन आनंद होवै वड पागी लै गुर पूरै हर लाहा रहा. O my mind, joyfully chant the name of Vaheguru. Those very fortunate ones are in bliss night and day through the perfect Guru. They obtain the profit of God's name. Pause. आपे गोपी कान है प्यारा बन आपे गौ चराहा आपे सावल सुंदरा प्यारा आपे वंश वजाहा कुवलिया पीड़ आप मराइंदा प्यारा कर बालक रूप पचाहा. The beloved God Himself is the milkmaid, and He Himself is Krishna. He Himself herds the cows in the woods. He Himself is the blue-skinned, handsome one. He Himself plays on His flute. The beloved God Himself took the form of a child and destroyed Kuvalya Peer, the mad elephant. आप अखाड़ा पाइंदा प्यारा कर वेखे आप चुचाहा कर बालक रूप पाइंदा प्यारा चंडूर कंस केस मराहा आपे ही बल आप है प्यारा बल पन्ने मूरख मुगदाहा. Beloved God Himself sets the stage of this worldly drama. He Himself performs in it different kinds of plays, and He Himself watches them. The beloved Himself assumes the form of a child, and He killed the demons Chandur, Kans, and Kaisi. The beloved God Himself by Himself is the embodiment of power. He shatters the power from fools and idiots. Sab aape jagat upainda pyara vas aape jugat hathaha gal jevdi aape painda pyara jo प्रभ खिंचै त्यों जाहा जो गरबै सो पचसी प्यारे जप नानक भगत समाहा. That beloved God Himself has created the universe, and then He keeps the sustenance of all beings in His hands. Vaheguru then makes our fortune like a rope in our necks, so that we function as He pulls the string per His will. He has created the whole world, and in His hands He holds the power of the ages. The beloved God Himself has put the chains around their necks. As He pulls them, we must go. Whoever harbors pride is destroyed. O Nanak, people with egoistic tendencies finally face destruction and suffering. Let us remain absorbed in devotional worship and recite God's true name and enjoy its bliss. सूरठ महला चौथा दुत्त के अनिक जन्म विछड़े दुख पाया, मनमुख कर्म करे अहंकारी, साधु परसत ही प्रभ पाया, गोविंद शरण तुम्हारी. The self-willed, faithless people who function under the influence of their egoism, they undergo various afflictions and sufferings, being separated from Vaheguru while going through many forms of life in the cycle of births and deaths. O God, we could attain the bliss and joy of life by seeking refuge at your lotus feet through the company of the holy saints. गोविंद प्रीत लगी अत प्यारी, जब सत्संग भय साधु जन, हृदय मिलया शांत मुरारी रहा. O Vaheguru, I am imbued with your love and devotion to the unlimited extent by uniting with Vaheguru, the destroyer of the demons of egoism, through the company of holy saints, thus enjoying complete peace of mind. Pause. तू हृदय गुप्त वसै दिन राति, तेरा पाँव न बुझे गवारी, सतगुर पुरख मिलया प्रभ प्रगटया, गुण गावे गुण विचारी. O Vaheguru, we the foolish ones could not realize and appreciate you. You are an embodiment of love and devotion, though you are pervading within our hearts day and night, all the time in a hidden and unseen form. The Guru-minded people who have united with the true Guru and enlightened by Vaheguru, they always sing praises of Vaheguru by meditating on his virtues and greatness. Gurmukh pragas bhaya shanti aayi, durmat buddh nivari, आत्म ब्रह्म चीन सुख पाया, सत्संगत पुरख तुम्हारी. O Vaheguru, we have been enlightened with the light of knowledge through Guru's guidance and have attained peace of mind by getting rid of the vicious thoughts like dual-mindedness. Now we have enjoyed the eternal bliss by realizing the soul as a part of the prime soul through the company of your holy saints. पुरख है पुरख मिलया गुरु पाया, जिनको कृपा भई तुम्हारी, नानक अतुल सहज सुख पाया, अन दिन जागत रहे बनवारी. O Nanak, such people who are blessed with God's grace, they have been united with the true Guru, thus enjoying perfect bliss of life. O Vaheguru, the gardener of the worldly garden, such people, they remain awakened and enlightened from the slumber of ignorance all the time, day and night, having enjoyed the bliss of life. सूरज महला चौथा, हर स्यों प्रीत अंतर मन बेधया, हर बिन रहन न जाए, जो मछली बिन नीरै बिन सै, त्यों नामै बिन मर जाए. O Vaheguru, I cannot exist or live in peace without your presence within me, perceiving your glimpse as I am completely immersed in your love and devotion. In fact, I would die a spiritual death without reciting your true name, just as a fish faces death without the presence of water. Mere Prabhu कृपा जल देव हो हर नाई, हौ अंतर नाम मंगा दिन राति, नामे ही शांत पाए रहा. O true Master, may you bestow on me and bless me with the boon of true name through your grace. I am seeking your true name day and night so as to inculcate the love of true name in my heart and enjoy the peace and tranquility of mind. Pause. ज्यों चात्रिक जल बिन बिल लावै बिन जल प्यास न जाई गुरमुख जल पावै सुख सहजे हरिया पाए सुभाई. The Guru-minded people who partake the nectar of true name in a state of equipoise through Guru's guidance, they get acclaimed and honored in God's presence with a purified mind, just as a songbird, Chatrik, pines in craves for the raindrop and cannot satisfy his thirst without that water from the raindrop. मनमुख भूखे दह दिस डोले बिन नावे दुख पाई जन्म मरे फिर जोनी आवे दरगह मिले सजाई. The faithless people, they are wandering in all the 10 directions in the absence of true name, and they undergo all sorts of sufferings. Such people, they undergo the torture of cycle of births and deaths, and they get punished in God's court, going through various forms of life. कृपा करे ता हर गुण गावहे हर रसंतर पाई नानक दीन दयाल भय है तृष्णा शब्द बुझाई. O Nanak, such people who are blessed with God's grace, they sing the praises of God by partaking the nectar of true name. The helpless people, they get fire of worldly desires extinguished through Guru's word when Vaheguru bestows his grace on them. Sorat Mahalla Chautha Panchpada अचर चरैता सिद्ध हुई सिद्धि ते बुध पाई प्रेम केसर लागे तन पीतर ता प्रम काटिया जाई. Such people who attain the purity of mind and heart by inculcating the love of true name in the heart and getting rid of the vices, they enjoy the eternal bliss with the right type of wisdom and intelligence. We could get rid of all our whims and fancies, including our dual-mindedness, by imbibing the love of God in our heart. When the arrow of God's love pierces this body, मेरे गोविंद अपने जन को दे वड्याई गुरमत राम नाम पर गासो सदा रहो शरणाई रहाओ. O my Vaheguru, O Master of the universe, please bless your humble servant with glory under Guru's instructions. Enlighten me with God's name, that I may dwell forever in your sanctuary. Pause. एह संसार सब आवण जाना मन मूरख चेत जाना हर जियो कृपा करो गुरु मिलो ता हर नाम समाना. This whole world is engrossed in coming and going. O my foolish and ignorant mind, be mindful of Vaheguru. O dear God, please take pity upon me and unite me with the Guru, that I may merge in God's name. जिसके वत सोई प्रभ जाने जिसनो दे सो पाए वस्त अनुपत अगम अगोचर गुरुपुरा अलख लखाए. Such people who are bestowed with God's grace, they attain the spiritual bliss through the true name. As whoever is blessed by Vaheguru, they gain this boon of true name. The God's true name is most charming and beautiful, which could be attained only through the grace of the formless God beyond our comprehension. Jin e chakhi soi jane गूंगे की मिठाई रतन लुकाया लुकै नाहीं, जेको रखै लुकाई. Only such people who have tasted it, they know it, like the mute person who tastes the sweet candy but cannot speak of the experience. This jewel of true name cannot be kept as a secret. It is not concealed, even though one may try to conceal it. सब किछ तेरा तू अंतर जामी, तू सबना का प्रभ सोई. जिसनो दात करे सो पाए, जन नानक अवर न कोई. Everything belongs to you, O Vaheguru, O inner knower, searcher of hearts. You are the true God of all. He alone receives the gift unto whom you give it. O Nanak, there is no one else other than you. Surat Mahalla Panjama Kar Pehla Titke Ik Omkar Sat Gur Prasad. किस हो जाची किस आराधी, जा सबको कीता होसी. जो जो दिसै वड्डा वडीरा, सो सो खाखुरल सी. निर्भव निरंकार पाव खंडन, सब सुख नवनिध देसी. O Vaheguru, whom should I ask for any favors when it is your will and ordains that control and direct everyone? All the great and high-positioned people who are of high status, they are destined to meet their death. They mingle with dust. The formless God is fearless, and He casts away our fear complex, and He is powerful enough to bestow on us all the 9 treasures, including the eternal bliss. हर जियो तेरी दाती, राजा मानस बपड़ा, क्या सलाही क्या तिसका मोहताजा रहा. O true Master, I get satisfied, completely satiated with your favors and benedictions. What is the use of praising a human being, as it is no use to be under his obligation? Pause. जिन हर त्याया सब किछ तिसका, तिसकी भूख गवाई. ऐसा तन दिया सुख दाते, निखट न कभी जाए. आनंद भया सुख सहज समाने, सतगुरु मेल मिलाए. Such people who have recited true name, they get all their jobs completed successfully, and Vaheguru satisfy their hunger for worldly possessions too. The God benefactor, He has bestowed on me such a treasure of true name which never gets divided or spent up. By getting united with true Guru, I have enjoyed the eternal bliss and the state of equipoise, along with joy and worldly comforts. मन नाम जप नाम आराध, अनदिन नाम वखाणी. उपदेश सुन साध संतन का, सब चूकी कान जमाणी. जिनको कृपाल हुआ प्रभु मेरा, से लागे गुर की बाणी. Now I recite only true name with my heart, with full focus, having inculcated the love of true name in my heart, and I repeat with my tongue day and night God's true name. I've forsaken all the obligations of Yama, god of death, just by listening to Guru's message in the company of holy saints. Such people who are blessed with God's grace, they are engaged in the singing of Guru's word. कीमत कौन करे प्रभु तेरी, तू सर्ब जियां दयाला. सब किछ कीता तेरा वरतै, क्या हम बाल गोपाला, राख ले हो नानक जन तुमरा, जो पिता पूत कृपाला. O true Master, who could evaluate your greatness as you're limitless and you're beyond our comprehension? You're the greatest benefactor of all the beings. O Vaheguru, O Sustainer, you are the controlling authority and power behind everything happening in the world. And what good way the foolish children do against your will? O Nanak, may the God protect me, his slave, his devotee through his grace, and enable me to cross this ocean of life successfully, just as a father protects his child, being his protector through his benevolence.